everyone, welcome back to Bad Fanfiction Night. I am your host, Remy McNeil, and joining me, as always, is the wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello.
Double making sure that everything is going fine mechanically. I think everything looks good. Yes. All right. Today we are continuing our read-through of Shadow of the Conqueror by Shad Brooks, a.k.a. SHADIVERSITY. Not to be confused with Shadman, although I would not blame you. They are both clowns. It's actually kind of funny. They're both edgy boys in their own way. You want to talk to people who are more comparable? Probably those two, just in opposite directions.
No.
Is Shadman still alive? I'm pretty sure Shadman's still alive.
Apparently.
Why wouldn't he be alive?
He did
somewhere
get
in the
arrested
family.
for assaulting someone. I know that happened.
Oh,
goodness.
well.
I have a video up about like the aftermath of Shadman, talking about his internet history and like basically what happened to him as a locale, but I just never gotten around to it.
Aiden, are you gonna start sing now? No, I am pretty sick. I am trying to maintain my voice for tomorrow's D&D stream. I was just going to say, remember the rules, everybody, and
Yes.
I'll making jokes sporadically, but thank you for appreciating my singing, if mostly because I don't think you've ever heard it, though once upon a time I actually was state level soloist.
Oh, really?
I like how he's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to speak a lot, but I'm gonna have this very long-winded thing about
I was gonna
my
say,
singing."
and of
Yes,
course
yes,
I've heard
yes.
your singing. You don't know where other people are when you're in the shower.
No, okay, that's right. No, for my class of 600, I sang "Into the West" from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I mean my best friend sang "Last Goodbye," so he kind of one-upped me pretty easily.
Oh, I love that song.
But yes, first time catching this. I'm glad to see that, Shin Megami Tensei. I hope you enjoy the live reading. We have a doozy for you because chapter 21 is a whopping 24 pages long, which means we'll swap out at the 12-page mark.
Yippee.
Oh boy.
We are
goodness.
we are officially 40% of the way through this book. How is everyone feeling?
Dead inside.
Oh, dear.
I hate it
should
here.
I feel
I'm scared.
okay.
I'm.
It does
This
not
is
feel like we should be 40% of the way through the book. So little has actually happened
Not at all.
that it
Yeah.
feels like we should only be like maybe 20% of the way through.
You guys
Reminder,
want to read? Never already.
with 40% of the way through, our only continuing plot is Dalen has been de-aged, gotten mystical powers beyond the comprehension of those that have anything similar, and is now trying to commit identity fraud. That has so far been the plot of the book, and it has not changed at all. We are still on this journey, and it has been just constantly making things worse societally as we go along.
Yeah, like
Gotten sidetracked because this plot has the attention span of a coked up chihuahua.
and also the fact that Dalen has done everything in his power to fail said objective, but still somehow is like doing fine.
Oh,
because...
no, yeah, I'm not even getting into that. I'm literally just saying, oh my god, dude, where are we going with this? Because it feels like we're just dragging our feet.
Are we there yet?
But
So he hates walks.
we have
just a demigod.
a substantial chapter to get through. We remind before we started streaming, but we'll remind it now. Please remember the rules. We love your comments and criticisms and jibes and little tiny bits of conversation, but we do want to keep things rolling. So if I or Twy are speaking, we are the priority speakers. That means you gotta settle down real quick. So everyone be on the ball with that. All right? Even when you're talking, be listening. So, with all that said,
All right.
sit back, relax, grab a refreshing beverage, and enjoy. Chapter 21. It started with the finer ladies of ill repute, but with the pleasure of bedding them came a feeling of filth. I loathed myself enough as it was, and soon couldn't stand to be in their presence. I wanted something pure and innocent, such a contrast to what I was, so I called for a willing young woman, a virgin. Many girls came forward, believing that I sought a wife, an empress to rule at my side. My people still loved me at that time, and the one I picked thought
Yay.
it was a marriage proposal. She deserved to be remembered. Her name was Dina. Sweet, kind, beautiful, and in all ways perfect.
What a creep.
Ah, so here's where the raping starts.
Yay!
Oh no! Oh dear.
Also, I did notice that he completely neglected to qualify how old this girl was, given the setting.
Emperor Dalen.
You'll wish that he never did.
Yes.
Oh no!
So
I
Um,
was about to give him at least a crumb of
No.
credit for not doing
No.
that, but
No, he directly names the ages sometimes, so get ready for that.
Son of a bitch.
What?
Make it stop already.
actually, as appropriate. Son of a bitch! All right.
I want off the sex offender ride.
Dalen couldn't help but laugh as he thought of what it would be like for pirates to attack a skyship that he was aboard. Oh yeah, that's where he left off. He wanted to basically get into a sky pirate fight and then wound up walking into a sky pirate fight. It's really annoying. Random Phantom says, I cast 40% of our well-being. Where's the other 60%?
Yay.
I need the other 60%.
Dang it.
You'll get it.
No one else had noticed, of course. The pirates were still several kilometers above them, but it had certainly spotted them. For it was flying their way like a short spike, like a shot spike. Oh, it's one of those guns he has. Dalen stood and casually made his way to the captain, noticing that Auric, who looked to have been in deep thought this entire time, had seen Dalen rise. Auric met Dalen as he reached the captain. The portly man's clothes looked much like the ship, a respected fashion that must have been expensive to purchase, but were now worn and tattered from continual use and neglect. The captain himself had neatly combed hair, but needed a shave. And what can I do for me esteemed passengers? The captain said, who had been offering Dalen every possible courtesy thus far. Dalen suspected that this was mostly due to his master's mark, sun-forged sword, and the staring crowd surrounding Dalen as he had bartered for passage. We've been spotted by pirates. You're what? The captain said with dread as he searched the skies. I can't see anything. Dalen pointed. Right there to the left of that small cloud. Use your telescope. The captain did so. Son of a shade! He cursed and turned to his first mate. All hands on deck! We'll outrun the bastards! Not a chance, Dalen said. That pirate ship is a Hemingway switchback carrier. If it can reach even 80% of its max speed, it'll travel back in time. I mean, it'll be on us in minutes. You'll have no hope of outrunning it. How can you black and see that? Language. Trust me. Did you do? I told you this was a bad idea. The first mate... Oh, sorry. I told you this was a bad idea. The first mate said to his captain. Don't start with me. We're behind schedule because of your stuff-up. So those pirates catch us, I'll be sure to introduce you to them first. The captain turned back to Dalen. We should be fine. We'll just have to break out the weapons. No, get everyone below deck. I'll deal with the pirates.
Son of a bitch.
You can't to have help.
I want to bash my skull in right now. You are such a pompous twat. Oh
that's
my
pretty
god.
Come on.
I want to
I'll
see it now.
Arr.
I want to see it now where he like everyone goes below deck and he's standing there heroically ready and they just fucking sink them. They just blow up the goddamn
Yeah.
boat and they crash because they have no outboard cannons
Stop
firing.
like,
Do not
20
defend
cannons.
yourselves. Let me instead hinge all your hopes on me defending your vessel, a random stranger you just met.
Mupa also raises a good point. Remember the whole God, please send me someone that will stop me from being a murderous bastard. Hey, you want to
Oh
stop
boy,
being a
fight.
murderous bastard? Fuck that! I'm gonna murder more people.
Okay,
what this
Ravenwood.
is.
And not only that, murder more
Dumb.
bad people. That's the justification. Remember the laws he made up?
Yes, I know nothing.
Wait, what the what
Is that what we're doing now? We're
Think
just
the pirate
turning
lady
I know
did
nothing
nothing.
into a woman.
Oh my god.
So again,
Okay.
before the stream, he asked for it.
Amazing.
He asked for it, and this time you can't say you didn't because I asked you and you said yes.
I did ask for this. Yes, this. Okay, I don't know what I expected, but frankly, it's beautiful. I love it.
That is amazing.
Anyways,
I love
I like
it.
the skull on the scarf.
What are you about to say? I know
Yeah,
nothing.
that is good stuff.
Okay. Well, where was I? Where did he start? The captain and the first mate looked at each other, and then back to Dalen in dumb surprise, and then back to each other, then back to Dalen, then I'm on a horse. Are you crazy, boy? Don't call me boy, Dalen hissed. I'm a grand high master of the sword. Now get below deck. And yeah, I'm just like, yar, they be having cannons.
So what, boy?
Are you good at parrying? Are you good at parrying grape shot, me lad? I just want the pirates to parry this, you fucking casual.
Parry this.
Don't call me boy. Call me daddy.
I'll call you fucking
Oh dear.
chunks.
You know?
If he is, the first mate said to the captain, he'd be able to take a few of them out before they stick him and pry open the doors. In a fight,
We could just
right?
go to the hole.
he'd be able to take them in a fight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I don't even have to work for this. He's just giving me all
I
these.
mean-
It's great.
I mean, Dalen could just say, "I can take 10 men," and no one asks in a fight.
I'm going
Oh.
to need your finest bed and baby oil.
Yar, fine, the captain said. If you want to kill yourself, go ahead. We'll prepare a few surprises inside. Are you coming, bringer? No, I'll be staying with my friend. We're not friends. Shut up. What? You want to die too? We'll be fine, Captain. You're both as black and brainless as a beggar from Maine, the captain said as he left to go get the crew beneath. You gotta be careful, man. You're gonna get canceled with saying shit like that. Oh.
Handsome. Off the face of this world.
Dalen calmly walked to the center of the deck and watched the pirates approaching. Arik joined him. This is rather noble of you. Arik, he literally said, oh, I was hoping to get fucking boarded by pirates. This isn't noble. He's a bloodthirsty bastard.
He stated multiple times this is literally what he wanted. You should be saying, well, you got your wish.
Arik, he just wants justification to shed blood. You're supposed to be smarter than this. Well, Arik would be, but he's not here. This is Arik. I don't see any
Aha.
cows recently around here.
That is
Uh,
not the name.
so let's see. Not really. It's not like I'm sacrificing myself, but you're risking your life. As little light as these men have, I don't know any reason they deserve to die. As far as I'm concerned, they warrant my protection like anyone else. Regardless, it's not much of a risk. Even without my powers, I could have taken a good number of these pirates in a fight. Added with some tactical positioning in a fight, I might have even won. With my powers, there's no contest. You're good with tactics. Yes. Even so, there's always a chance of defeat. Shad! That's not how you use the word tactics!
You keep using that word.
Tactics
I do not
means
think
go-
it means what you think it means.
Like, you can't just
No,
say, oh, I'm good at
tactics is going up to
tactics. Like, that's not
During.
how that works. You can't just...
Tactics is just going up to someone and punching them. It's that simple.
Even so, there's always a chance of defeat. I'm not an idiot. X to doubt. I know that, but it doesn't mean I can't be confident. True. A few moments passed before Dalen spoke again. So what's your plan? Are you going to fight alongside... Oh. So what's your plan? Are you going to fight alongside me? Only if I have to. My first act would be to try and resolve things peacefully. Peacefully? These are pirates, Auric. They need to be stopped. If we scare them off or simply convince them to leave us alone, that still leaves them to hunt the skies. Auric sighed. You're right, I was going to offer them free sticky bread for a year if they stopped, but I guess that won't be very convincing. Hot tip, if I become a pirate and someone offers me free Cinnabon for a year, that might get me to stop.
That
Yeah.
would definitely get me to stop for at least a year.
I'd be tempted.
I'm imagining that Auric offers Dalen those sticky bun bread like it's Scooby snacks to get Scooby to do things.
He's like boxy shapes.
Would you
Would
do
you
it for a sticky bread?
Would you do it for a
it's always-
two sticky bread? And remember,
it's
even
always
though
like
it's
nibs.
the plural of sticky bread is still sticky bread, so you have to say two sticky bread, not two sticky breads. There's no S. Gotta remember that.
Thank
Do you
you.
like a box of
Honestly,
sticky bread?
it depends on what we're pirating.
Someone say
They need to be
pirates?
stopped. If we scare them off or simply convince them to leave us alone, that still leaves them to hunt the skies. Auric sighed. You're right. So we need to make them surrender to us, and then turn them into the authorities. Dalen laughed. The punishment for piracy is execution. There's even a standing bounty for turning them pirate heads. So if you're worried about the legal right I have to kill these scum, I have it.
Okay, so you have that bounty for their heads, but what about other limbs? Like
Auric,
their arms,
you may
their
be
legs?
working with a fucking psychopath, all right? I'm just highlighting this because you're not picking up...
You know,
Aiden is the
Listen,
most
listen.
psychopath ever.
I mean, there's things in front of the pirates, right?
I mean, you can get a
They
little
haven't
more.
walked away yet. Has he walked away yet?
Gunnar,
I mean, I'm more disappointed.
your
Guys.
mic is like garbled as hell.
Yeah. It's been like that for a while.
Why?
Gundam Archangel.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Would you avoid ripping off someone's manhood for 3 sticky bread?
Jesus Christ. No.
Unfortunately, no. That will take at least 5 sticky breads. This is the sticky brick accounting service. We here will discuss exactly how much sticky breads are required to fight each and every
Dalen is going to be
criminal act.
fucking rolling his way into the fucking registration office.
The IRS of sticky bread.
Would he even be able to make it? I mean, the bread's so sticky.
Auric frowned. Yes, you have every right in the law to kill the men that are about to attack us, but please, if any of them surrender, show mercy. What if there's some lost soul on that ship who's only out there because of bad luck? Don't think of them as faceless pirates. They are still people, Dalen, and some few of them might be redeemed of life that they have found themselves in. It's a bit hard to tell who that might be when trying to stop them from killing me. Not for us. What? Light, Dalen, look for their light. Their inner light, Dalen said in realization. Yes, it is a very convenient plot device that allows us to see whether or not someone is of positive moral standing, even though we also said that expressly it doesn't tell us of anyone's positive moral standing.
Remember
It
the
is literally
pins,
the most
Celtic.
broken moral system. Oh, for the...
The pins spoke of this. The pins
Oh, so it
spoke
does
of
the
this.
thing, but it also doesn't do the thing.
Who is the first person I need to punch to get
D&D
this
alignment's
law
better than
undone?
this. Jesus.
This isn't
That
even undo the lore. You would have to punch Shad, and I wouldn't do that. He wears Gambison all the time. That's not going to be comfy to punch.
I wouldn't recommend it
Oh.
personally.
He doesn't cover his face.
Yeah.
It will be sweaty though.
You can be confident that any among these criminals that still possess a brighter light within has hope of redemption. Would you say that about Daedalus the Conqueror? After all, he supposedly had light within him. Auric didn't reply right away. No, there was no redemption for your father. Well, I can't argue with that. Then we are agreed. You shall show restraint if you can. Dalen nodded. Agreed. Wait, okay, what are you trying to say? You have a bright light within you, so you are redeemable. But your father, presuming your father had a bright light inside of him, but was not redeemable? What is the fucking criteria here, Shad? I am so confused.
More than that, this entire conversation could have been
of having the light system if you're just going to contradict yourself.
the
We're
entire.
doing this again.
Yeah.
Which how many times they talked about how bad he was in
All
his
right, let
past
things
life?
speak.
Yeah.
This entire conversation could have started and ended with "try not to kill them." Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't
That's
know.
it.
Maybe by the name
But what if,
of
but
the
what if they're bad
Conqueror.
people? I know.
At this point,
Yeah.
it sounds like he's justified his conquering so far. So I mean, I don't fucking know. The morality of this entire book is all over the place. The pirate Switchback was a pimp. Sorry, that's Slickback. Never mind. The pirate Switchback was very impressive, decked out with outer armor and weapons, and it came in fast. Several men stood along the deck, manning old-style harpoon short spikes. As soon as the lethal-looking Switchback flew aside the Maravan, the pirates fired. The short spikes launched forward with such great speed that they easily penetrated the Maravan's hull. The ropes must have been fixed to dark stone pulleys, for the floor under Dalen heaved, but the Maravan stayed on course. Dalen could hear the iron supports inside the Maravan groan, for the dark stone core was still spatially locked except for its forward momentum. The entire ship would be ripped from its core before the dark stone moved without sunlight. Instead, the pirate Switchback was pulled in towards the Maravan, which must have had its core unlocked along that axis, as otherwise it would have run into the same problem. The harpoons would have been pulled free, or one of the ships entirely ripped out from their heart. Or, in other words, we could just cut out this paragraph and say they fired harpoons into the side and started pulling themselves in closer.
Yeah, there's no
Correct.
need for the massive amounts of explanation.
This
Instead,
chapter could have been an
The
email.
one thing everyone loves.
Instead, the pirate Switchback was pulled in towards the Maravan. Oh, sorry, I already read that. The Switchback crashed into the Maravan's side, causing another great heave in the ship. But impressively, the Maravan held strong. As Dalen suspected, the ship was far sturdier than a casual glance would indicate. Pirates jumped aboard easily, the two ships' windshields merging their air pockets, meaning there were no dangerous wind currents between them. They had weapons drawn and murder in their eyes. So basically, I remember he described in the last chapter how the front of the ships had big wind screens to cut the wind and make a pocket of air that you could like travel between. He's saying that they smashed together and that it basically meant that there's no like air currents cutting between the ships. But one, I don't know if they're domed. If they're both domed, I don't know how that works. And two, that kind of eliminates a really cool potential for the set piece. Just saying. Anyway.
Yeah. Shit's bad at writing.
Flying boats, got it.
Pirates jumped aboard easily. Wait, so as Dalen said, pirates are doing the danger. Okay. They had weapons drawn and murder in their eyes. Murder! A few of them were even armed with shooters. Okay, Epic Master,
Okay,
I'm going to
stop.
ask you to never do that ever again.
Sorry.
I thought it was cool.
But my ear is bleeding.
It's
Anyway.
not.
The other held their swords. A few of them were even armed with shooters. The others held either swords or the older and larger handheld short spikes, but were the size of thick short spears. Dalen hadn't seen those things in years. These pirates have a better chance of flying without Darkstone than having enough inner light for me to spare them, Dalen thought. But as Auric had asked, he reached out with his new sense. Sure enough, their lights were faint indeed, about the same as many of the crew of the Maravan. The difference, of course, being that these pirates were trying to kill him. 3 of the pirates shot their spikes at him, one towards Auric. Dalen's heart leapt in fear, not for himself, but Auric. Next to doubt.
Why?
The bringer was far from defenseless, but even a master would find it very difficult to dodge a short spike in flight. Yes, Dalen. How did you expect to deal with fucking guns, Dalen? I know you have magical powers, but a gun is very, very efficient at killing people.
Nah, he'd win.
Anime logic.
Don't you have a? Can he make a force field or something? Can he make a shield around himself?
He really expected guns to work in a setting like this.
No, now that I think about it, no.
Is
Yeah.
that Max still bad or no?
The spikes flew twice as fast as an arrow. Spikes flew about twice as fast as an arrow, and with far more force behind them. Dalen's speed and reflexes were already enhanced, so he dodged the spikes easily as they whistled past, completely just trashing any sense of, like, threat or risk to this set piece. Auric raised his hand before the 3rd spike reached him, and the light flashed from it, materializing into a familiar-looking sun-forged kite shield. The spike hit the shield, which chimed from the impact and ricocheted off at another angle, where it arced and fell to bounce along the deck. Short spikes were designed to disengage their internal drivers upon first impact, so that they could be collected and used again. The pirates hesitated at seeing Auric's powers, and then charged towards Dalen, a good 25 men. Dalen drew imperious and walked to greet them. Auric's warning voice echoed on deaf ears as he cried, "Men of the skies, we don't want to harm you! I do not wish to harm you," said Gandalf. Dalen channeled 2 double bonds into his speed and reflexes, dodging the other spikes shot at him and then deflecting the first attacker's blade with his gauntlet. He sliced the pirate in 2, as if he were made of paper with a sunforged blade, while dodging 3 other sword strikes. Wow, I'm braining well today. Dalen moved with truly supernatural speed, as he felt for the light in his enemies, seeing their positions and actions as if seen out from the back of his head. In seeing, thereby predicting each attack, he moved through the flurry of swords like a leaf on the wind, stabbing, slicing, and at one point grabbing the skimmer that hung from the pirate's belt. Switching 1 bond to strength, Dalen pulled the levers and broke the safety lock, which locked the inner Darkstone in place. As the Switchback and the Maravan were flying at an incredible speed, the skimmer, now not moving at all, seemed to fly backwards into the pirate's stomach. The pirate cried out in pain and horror, for the skimmer nearly ripped through his entire body before carrying him to hit the back cabin wall, where it did rip through his body and the rest of the ship. Though it was just as likely that the skimmer had broken into pieces after the first few walls it crashed through, releasing the Darkstone and exposing it to the light. Jesus fucking Christ, that was unnecessary.
Extra. Who cares? I don't need all this.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh my god.
Snowy! What?
Yeah.
Just movable rod in him.
Oh my god.
Celtic, are you mad at me because I made this fight 10 times more interesting?
No, I'm not.
Oh, he is sticking him on in a
We're
sword
gonna have to
fight.
add a few more attacks to this stream.
Now this is sword fighting.
I'm gonna pass up.
I did make it worse, but guys, remember the rules.
Yeah.
Dalen dodged and weaved as if performing an acrobatic dance, imperious lashing out to dismember a pirate with each move. Blocking a blow that came from behind with the sun-forged bracer of his gauntlet, Dalen thrust his sword backward, without even looking. Seeing the pirate with his light sense as clearly as day and running him through, he did the fucking Kylo stab. Oh my god!
What's that?
In The Rise of Skywalker, he frickin' Kylo does this like moonwalk backward stab. Yeah, I think Dragon Ball Z.
I know
the
what you're
gif
talking
of it.
about.
Yeah,
he did.
it
I
is.
thought that was cool though.
It's not what Paul Z has.
So
You know what the best part about that is?
I'm pretty
There's
sure Shad
literally-
bitched about that.
He did, yes.
Probably, yeah. I remember his Skywalker review. It was actually surprisingly okay, believe it or not.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be
it's
fair,
pretty low-hanging
it's
fruit.
yeah, it's low hanging fruit. You're not gonna miss, unless you're really trying to.
Right.
Where was it? Blocking and blow. Okay, there it is. Dalen sensed another attack and easily dodged it, and even though he realized that in the instant this particular pirate was a young woman, he didn't hesitate to take her head off. She had chosen a life of piracy, and had little light within her as the rest of them. As Dalen continued to fight, he spied a single pirate who thought it best not to take him on. He charged at Auric. This is going to be interesting. I forgot that I gave him a different internal voice. Dalen thought as he kept his eyes on Auric, relying on his light sense to dodge and fight off his opponents. Auric stood calmly, his shield having disappeared. As the pirate neared, Auric waved his hand like he was swatting a fly, and an invisible force suddenly ripped the skimmer from the pirate's belt before hitting him with such power that it knocked the man entirely off the other side of the ship. The moment he left the calm pocket of air made by the air's windshield, the powerful air currents blew him backwards like he had been yanked by a hook, his cries of astonishment and fear echoing in the distance. Huh. That'll do the job, I suppose. Dalen finished off the last pirate with a clean decapitation. There had been a lot of those. Those pirates he had run through held their bleeding bodies as they moaned in pain or tried to crawl away. Dalen finished them off before looking to Auric, and with accentuated mock concern and dramatic body language said, "Oh, Auric, you just killed a man. Whatever will you do?" Have I ever told you my opinion about sarcasm? No, you've never mentioned anything like that to me before. Auric's just like, are you having a stroke? You like, that's not sarcasm. That's a level of fucking stupidity. Wow, man.
Oh no.
It's just like whole paragraph. Like, oh my god, I never thought it was possible to hate Dalen more, but here we are.
Your mic is. I don't.
Yeah, you're dying. It's fine.
Oh shit.
Auric smirked. I almost had you then. Auric quickly removed his smirk and cleared his throat. Almost. Oh, and technically you're wrong. About what? Me killing a man. But you just did. Auric looked to the side and smirked. No, I didn't. Well, not yet at least. What? Dalen said before connecting the dots. Almost laughing, he continued. I suppose for the next few minutes at least. I almost had you then. Not even close. What?
Comedy.
You guys are joking about a man falling to his death in slow motion.
Yes, they are.
I got nothing.
I have words. I don't know how to put words.
There was some talk of sparing them if they could. And I guess that was just a joke.
Not fam.
I was gonna say, okay, I'm trying to follow I trying not to follow the logic of him, but follow the logic of the system at its base. You have more light if you are convinced what you are doing is correct. So technically speaking, if all these people had muddled light, it means that they are not in synergy with their chosen course of action. They actually don't consider what they are doing right. They are simply doing it. So technically speaking, everyone with muddied light in this circumstance is someone that's second-guessing themselves and should probably be spared because they could possibly be talked down from the ledge. So the more I think about this fucking system, the more it should work this way, and the more you just murdered an entire crew of people that probably weren't doing this of their own volition.
And now you see the power. Now you see the power of the pins.
You're thinking about it.
More like the power of my headache.
But Celtic, isn't murder cool? Isn't Dylan so cool for killing these people?
No.
Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate it.
All right, and
right there,
you know,
sir.
this is actually
Please
one of
check.
the rare instances where I think the page break is like perfectly point. So, Twy, I think you're up.
Oh boy.
Are you ready?
It's your turn.
No, when am I ever ready? What was
You
the
are
last thing that
always
was said
ready.
again?
It's literally
It's the page break.
Oh, actually, the
How about
page
right
break.
now?
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's surprising.
cool. Dalen leapt toward the enemy ship, leaving Arik to stop any pirates who might try and board the Marathon. Several pirates were in the process of cutting the harpoon ropes, having watched Dalen dispatch those pirates who had tried to take the ship. They must have thought it a much better idea to flee. They ran as soon as Dalen hit the deck, several ropes still in place. With lightning speed, Dalen took out the nearest pirate, then picked up his sword and threw it, skewering another. The next pirate was a young man who tried frantically to get below deck, but it appeared the other pirates had bolted the door. Dalen marched on the lad, but before his sword fell, he noticed something. The boy, who looked to be in his late teens, had an inner light that shone much brighter than a normal person's. A normal person's light would have been odd enough to find among these scum.
This boy was particularly convinced that he was doing the right thing by being a pirate.
Yeah.
This child was all in on the pirate lifestyle, all right? He was the kid that died at the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate
Celtic.
dance for him.
Celtic, Twy, can I say it?
Yeah.
Isaac looking head ass.
What? Oh no.
Wait, what?
No.
If you want to get that reference, you'll come to tomorrow's stream, The Hunger of Mahar Voln, our tabletop RPG. Hopefully we'll have it tomorrow, if I Know Nothing isn't dead of laryngitis or whatever he has. And
I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, I kept telling you, rest, man. Stop talking. Rest.
I already
too
made
funny.
fun of him for doing it, and then he keeps doing it.
I know.
Drink tea, man. Drink some tea.
I am drinking tea.
Drink more.
Drink anything else.
Celtic, that's the most how much I care about you. I want you to shut the fuck up I've ever heard.
Yes.
Seeing Dalen, the boy grabbed 2 skimmers from his belt and used them in unison. Dalen was almost too shocked to stop the boy, for using 2 skimmers took a remarkable level of coordination. The skimmers pulled the boy to the side and into the air at a great speed, but Dalen caught him by the belt and increased his own weight and strength. The boy now had an anchor attached to him, and the 2 skimmers flew out of his grip. Then their ropes, which were attached to the boy's belt, snapped free. Dalen had spared the boy's life by grabbing his belt, for if he had grabbed, say, the boy's foot, those ropes would have ripped the boy's belt free from his pants and nearly flayed his skin before breaking several bones. Or if the belt had held, would have ripped his leg from his foot. Still, those ropes yanked brutally on the belt before they burst, and the boy screamed out in pain as his belt suddenly crashed down onto his sides. He fell limp, hanging from his pants. Dalen carried him to the edge of the carrier. "Just kill me already," he groaned. "No." The boy tried to free himself, but was too hurt for a true effort. "We'll talk later," Dalen said, throwing him into the air. He shouted out to Arik, "Catch!"
And he accidentally throws him too high, and he gets caught by the wind currents, just flies right off into the forever air.
Arik promptly caught the boy with his own power and floated him to a corner. "He might need healing," Dalen called out, "but be careful, he's a wriggler." Dalen turned and scanned the deck of the pirate ship. There were a few other pirates left, but one in particular stood out. He was at the ship's helm, his arms folded, staring at Dalen with serious eyes. He wore a gold-trimmed tricorn hat and a fashionable Justicorp's coat of a modern cut. Under the coat, he wore formal dueling garb, its cleanliness standing out in stark contrast to the rest of the crew, as with his discipline. This man had to be the captain. What was the most shocking about him was that, for a moment, Dalen thought that he was looking at himself, for the man had blue hair under his hat in the exact same shade as Dalen's, and there was a significant resemblance in his face. but the shock was short-lived. The man was not some phantom doppelganger. There were significant enough differences in facial features, and though he was still very youthful to Dalen's aged eyes, the man looked older by at least 20 years compared to Dalen's new physical appearance. The pirate captain strode confidently down the stairs to the main deck, taking off his coat and throwing it aside. He drew out a side sword and fixed a center grip kite shield. Why is this so difficult to read all this? And hang on.
It's because Shad doesn't know when to shut up about specifications and just get on with it.
Yes.
It's like, why do I care? It's a center grip kite shield. Just call it a kite shield.
Yeah, also, how dare this man pilfer so many anime references?
I also put it in the chat, but I shall use the last of my strength to say, we shall be removing a pin soon. You shall know soon.
I was going to say, I'm already calling it. Because it's obviously one of his children.
Well, now that you've ruined the fucking fun.
I'm sorry, he has blue hair and familiar face. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this is just one of his kids.
Well,
yeah, so
knowing
far
Shad-
the only person that we know who has blue hair is Dalen.
Well, knowing Shad, it's gonna be worse.
Okay, so I was gonna be sick. I was gonna be sick and have fun,
No.
but no.
No. You shut your fucking mouth. You're sick.
Drink tea.
Okay.
You're going to be sick, have fun, but also not say anything.
Yes. You can have fun quietly. Okay,
Shut your
now
mouth,
I
then we
lost
can
my
end.
place. Here it is. A kite shield that had hung from his back, both sun-forged, shining faintly in a transparent ruby red. No formal duelist would ever be allowed to use a sun-forged kite shield in a proper duel, but this man was a pirate. Fair play meant nothing to him, and nothing gave as much protection as a sun-forged shield. On top of that, Dalen spied 2 shot spikes fixed to either side of the captain's sword blade near the hilt. This man had made his sword into a 2-shooter. Clever. Dirty, unprincipled, and illegal, but still clever. Dalen could see himself coming up with that idea. He would never use it in a duel, of course, but for battle, he wouldn't hesitate. This fight was going to be interesting. I wonder how many of us bastards are out there, the captain said as he approached. What in the light is that supposed to mean? Dalen said derisively. The captain spoke in a mocking tone. Can't you tell? With how damn good you are with that sword, and with your hair and looks, it's clear we're long-lost brothers. Dalen laughed at the absurdity of the comment. You're black and stoned, mate. Yeah, I can see some resemblance, but trust me when I say there's no chance under the light that we're related. Seriously, what have you been sniffing? Only the finest stuff money can buy. Or should I say, sword can steal.
I just like,
Whatever.
it's like, you have audience laughter.
Yeah.
Trev McGetty says, finally caught a bad fanfic stream. Thanks for the series. It's really gotten me the confidence of my own writing, knowing I'm not this bad. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I'm glad to hear
Oh
it
my
too.
God, Snowy.
Oh god, I imagined a white alt.
I love how no one spells Arik's name right either. Not Moopa, who's read the book, or Snowy Spider, who's just saying Ulrich. I don't know if we want to associate a decent character from
Hey, I spelled his name right.
Code Lyoko.
I spelled it pretty well.
Someone just say Code Lyoko?
Yeah, I said because he spelled it Ulrich.
She was my jam as a kid.
That's not how you spell Ulrich.
Listen, man, he's Ulrich in my heart.
All right. Anyway,
That makes sense.
Whatever, Dalen said as the two of them sized each other up, weapons in hand. Dalen was, of course, wearing his dueling gauntlet, but it didn't offer nearly as much protection as a sun-blackened forged kite. So in terms of arms, Dalen was outmatched. The captain smiled, astoundingly overconfident. He had no idea who Dalen really was, or the true extent of his skill. Still, Dalen was wearing his master's mark, which didn't seem to faze this man. Perhaps this captain was far more skilled than the regular slob, or he simply put too much stock in his Sunford kite and dirty spike-loaded sword. Kite shield or no, Dalen knew that with his powers he could wipe the floor with this man, which is why he decided not to use them. Dalen was simply too much of a duelist at heart, and honestly, since fighting Auric a fall or so ago, Dalen had been craving another bout as good and exhilarating as that, and one that would actually conclude properly. So when the captain attacked, Dalen didn't use his powers. He was forced to block with the Sunforged Gauntlet, for the captain was indeed skilled, very skilled. Strike after strike came, and Dalen dodged, parried, and blocked, all the while attacking back with his own. Oh, this is so exhilarating.
I was gonna say, like, wow, nice description, man. Great. I'm so invested in this fight.
It's a cool fight. It's so fucking awesome. Like, I'll take 20.
Man, I don't want to hype myself up and, like, give myself a big nose or whatever, but, like, I feel like the few times that I've written a fight scene in Cadence of Magic was better than this.
Absolutely. I can attest to
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was gonna say, like, this is only one step above the placeholder that George Lucas used when writing the script for Revenge of the Sith, where he says, "Oh, the script's finished. There's a lot of they fight, but you know we'll work that out later." And he even recognized that it wasn't enough, and that's a script.
Matrix.
That's your story.
I think it's partly.
Dalen guessed the man was at least a master, and with his large advantage from the Sunforged kite, the bout was indeed even. The musical chime of clashing sunicles filled the air as the blades and shields crossed, clashed and countered in bright flashes of light. The captain locked their swords and shields together, twisting and angling so his sword pointed at Dalen's head. A click sound from the man's sword, and Dalen just managed to jerk his head out of the way of the shooting spike. "Good," the captain said with a large grin. "No one's ever survived that before." "That was your best," Dalen said as their weapons clashed back and forth. "And here I thought I might break a sweat." "Oh, there's better, trust me." The captain switched his style to rely more on his shield, and due to it being Sunforged, it effectively put an impenetrable wall between them. This is very uncomfortable because this is just, like, technically family members just stroking each other off.
I didn't want to say it. I was about to hit the fucking saxophone button.
Big as mine.
Yeah, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. That's all I'm hearing from this. All right, that's the one I'll give it for the stream. There, no one else gets to push that now. We have spent the sax button.
Yeah, no more sax.
Dalen spun around and struck back, but hit the invisible barrier extended by the captain's shield. That thing was going to be blackened hard to get around. The sunforging process enhanced the purpose of the shield, which was to protect, and thus it blocked anything that threatened the one who wielded it and allowed the wielder's own attacks through. That was the trick to get around it. Dalen feigned an attack. Yeah, I just...
We've heard the description of what sunforging is. We don't need it.
Yeah, what I kind of want to do for fun is, like, go back through this fight and replace words like sword with penis and see what happens.
God damn it! Replace Sunforged with
So, let's say, the captain switched his style to rely more on his condom, and due to it being Sunforged, it effectively put an impenetrable wall between them. Dalen spun around and struck back, but it hit the invisible barrier extended by the captain's condom. That thing was going to be blackened hard to get around. The Sunforging process enhanced the purpose of the condom, which was to protect and thus blocking anything that threatened the one who wielded it and allowed the wielder's own attacks through. And that was the trick to get around it.
Can,
Did I come
can I
back?
ask?
What
Can I
the
ask
fuck did I
Celtic?
come back to?
Shadow the Conqueror Mad Libs.
Celtic, do you want to get banned? Because if I draw any of this, then you're probably gonna get a conviction with YouTube. I'm just.
I
letting you
will
know,
allow
bud.
you to push the barrier, but be careful. All right.
I will
can always
not.
show me
I will
later,
take you
Snowy.
up on that offer later.
I want to leave the
I would love to
D&D
see that.
campaign.
Can we go even
late
further beyond?
donuts. Oh, don't worry. Someone's gonna be late after this bout.
Suggestion: replace Sunforged with Bee Forged. It'll be funnier.
With what forged?
Bee Forged. As in
I don't get
bees.
it.
Oh,
The D or B?
Bee Forged. Forged from bees.
Oh,
All right. Well, let's get back on track with this awful fucking fight
Yeah.
sequence.
Oh my gosh, I lost my place again. Jesus Christ. I had it like a second ago.
Kel, their father and son know it's wrong. That's what we're pointing out. This is weirdly like erotically written, but also like it's because it's so horribly written.
It's because they're flirting with each other on the battlefield. That's why.
I think you
Okay,
are on
fair.
like.
They don't
I
know
think
they're
you're
by
on
blood yet.
the fourth paragraph.
No, like the captain directly pointed it out. I think that we're long lost brothers. And Dalen is like, fuck no, we ain't. Because I said so.
But I think you were. I think you were on like the fourth paragraph, right on, and that was the trick to get around it. Is where you left off.
Yeah, but the thing is that there is no like fourth paragraph because I think that that's at the
Dalen
beginning of the
fainted and
page for
attacked and
me.
spun around.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Dalen fainted in an attack, spun around, and pushed himself into a low slide. He skidded through the invisible barrier of the kite, for his slide wasn't as an offensive attack against the captain. Once past, Dalen spun back around and struck. The captain brought his sword over and blocked the attack, which Dalen had to admit was a damn fine move, and then another click sounded. Dalen wasn't fast enough, and the shot spike pierced his shoulder. He grunted in pain as the captain bashed at Dalen with the corner of his kite. Dalen caught the edge of the shield with a gauntleted fist, but as his wound was on the same arm, he had no strength to push back and get the angle he wanted. Otherwise, he would have triggered the spring-powered Darkstone dagger in his gauntlet. That is way too fucking long of a sentence for a fucking fight.
Oh my god.
I got lost.
I glazed, my eyes glazed over because I was looking over and Billy Donuts is like, hi, you know nothing. I recommend donut soup, very healthy. And honestly, I am having more fun imagining I Know Nothing's little boob pirate eating a bowl of donut soup being served by Billy Donuts.
So is it like the
Honestly,
donut
I'd
version
take
of like
that.
Cookie Crisp Crunch or Cookie Crisp? Whatever
That sounds about right. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'll get back to that later.
Okay, so here's an advice for all of the potential writers out there. When you are doing an action scene like a fight, you want to make the sentences as short as possible to get your eyes to just glide over faster, and it gives the illusion of something happening really fast.
I mean, I would be more like that's a good starting point. I would be more more nuanced. Yeah.
It's advice.
My more nuance is that like the longer you're right, like the point she's making is that the shorter the sentences and the faster they are, the closer they are together, the faster it comes off to the reader, and the longer the sentence, the more it feels like a slowdown. And I can see where he's trying to, I think, do a slow-mo take here. Because of how vociferous he is all over the place, the pacing of this fight is awful. So instead of coming off like the big winning moment or this big climactic moment in the fight, it feels just like a slow fight is already getting slogged down even more. If that makes any sense.
So,
I think it's actually less of a problem with the length
it's-
of this sentence and more of a problem with everything surrounding it.
Yeah,
it's like a slow motion scene.
A guy who wrote a slow paced story is writing a slow paced fight. Color me shocked.
It's like a slow motion scene in the
Hey, guys.
Rebel Moon, if you know what you want to talk about.
We're moving on.
Sorry.
Let's see. There's the end of that god-awfully long sentence. That would have shattered the shield with the merest touch. Dalen had to let his opponent push him back, so he heaved, something his current positioning helped with a great deal. Dalen had forged the hand pieces of his gauntlet separate from the main bracer, which meant the sun forging process had enhanced a different property, specifically the grip strength in his hand. Thus, even with his wound, there was no way the shield would get wrenched from his grasp. Pulling backward, Dalen placed his boot into the captain's gut and kicked as he rolled, launching the captain overhead.
Clarification, should that have been a semicolon in that earlier sentence?
I think so.
That doesn't feel like a colon. A colon is like a list type thing. I don't know how to describe. Semicolon I know is like basically similar thought that's connected.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be an addendum to what should be a fully completed sentence.
Yeah. Ed Savinci asks, is each of Dalen's children just going to represent a version of him, or is it just me thinking too much? I guarantee you that's too much thinking on your part.
Don't give this guy much credit.
Dalen rolled onto his feet with an acrobatic flip, and with another jump used the same momentum. He flipped through the air to slash down at the fallen man. The captain rolled out of the way and sprung to his feet, with as much acrobatic grace as Dalen. Imperius slashed through the deck as if it wasn't even there. The captain was short of breath and he smiled. Haven't had a fight like this in years. You're pretty good, kid. That master's mark is well deserved. From the way you've been fighting, you deserve one too. Not a grand high mark, but you're at least a master.
That's the sound this writing is making, by the way.
What is that noise?
It's the grapefruit technique.
Shad is making when he
It's the
wrote
two
that.
characters sucking each other off.
I will give
Exactly.
Shad this. He is clearly a master of writing one-handed.
This fight
was
seems
nice.
so good.
He does prefer his one-handed swords.
Yes. He scoffed. I'm not a noble,
So then
fair-playing
I think-
duelist. Shush your
Oi, oi,
faces.
oi, oi.
I'm watching you. Well, I can't actually, but
No, I was on board. You were talking pretty long and then got interrupted.
yeah. He scoffed. I'm not a noble, fair-playing duelist. I'd rather surprise my opponent with a sword in their back. A good tactic. I haven't become the most feared pirate in the skies from dumb luck. Oh, was I supposed to know who you are? If you spent time near any dock, you would. I'm Captain Blackheart, terror of the skies.
What? What are you telling me?
Ah! Oh, Shad, buddy, you have not grown up, man. You are a child.
So I guess Lord XXX, Killer XXX, Shonen XXX was taken.
Oh,
Wait, if Shad's a child, what would that make his wife?
no, this is the small x, large x, small x, Lady Banger 69, small x, big x, small x of the entire book. Like,
Don't forget the random Japanese characters too.
no, that's too advanced. Yeah, you're giving him way too much credit there. This is just basic
dang,
bitch
I thought-
edgelord.
What about the Latin?
My bad.
Or is that just exclusively Team Fortress 2?
This is
apparently?
a character that would appear in The Princess Bride in the book inside of the story. Like, and even then, like that as the Dread Pirate Roberts, like that's a good fucking name for a pirate. Blackheart? What the fuck?
Apparently, that's the name of the bad guy from the first Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was Legion.
He's a Marvel
No,
character.
no. Blackheart is, I believe, the son of the devil in the Marvel universe.
His
I'm
Bear
going
Bear's
to
ass
risk-
villain name, yes.
I'm
I
going
don't
to
remember
risk
what he is.
the.
There actually is a superhero that is Satan.
Okay, guys, remember that I know nothing is sick, so we want to make sure he gets
Yeah.
in all the words
My-
he can while he can speak.
I was going to say I'm going to risk the fury of Twy and say, don't insult Princess Bride like that.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, but
I will say that like Princess Bride perfectly sits itself, like it's a perfectly handled narrative in my opinion. It does that with a lot of grace. This does not. This is trying to be taken seriously, where Princess Bride is trying to be fun and light. We don't have a serial rapist Hitler figure, all right, in Princess Bride.
Wait, you don't like the
Did you
Princess
forget my
Bride?
super chat? Did you? What I give this pirate-filled chapter? 7 out of 10. Needs more Goro Majima from Nameless. Why would you want to put Goro Majima in here? I don't even play Yakuza, and I know I would not want him anywhere near Shad's writing, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
there. Now I know we'll no longer be tempted to speak.
Oh.
Damn, cold.
Well,
No, I do it out of love.
Cheers. Love.
Can't confirm.
I can still hear his voice.
No, you can't. You literally can't.
Stop telling people I'm dead.
It's almost like he's right here with us.
Let me see here. And a master of cliche titles. The captain pointed his sword. Watch your tongue, boy. Dalen's anger surged. Or what, you pathetic little snot? You're nothing but a wretched, despicable thief who preys on the weak and helpless. Dalen switched his bonds to heal his wound as he spoke. You're worse than a worm, you miserable piece of drac. So yeah, this has been fun, but I'm done. No more playing. I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to hurt you slowly and deliberately until you realize in horrifying clarity that you're about to die. And then, and only then, when you plead for mercy, am I going to do the very thing that you've done to others. I will rob you of your heart's most desperate desire by killing you in the most unholy way I can think of.
Izanagi says, Shad pointing out how stupid the name is doesn't make the name less stupid. This is correct.
Yeah. So he could have just deleted like that whole paragraph and said, "I am going to spank you now." Because...
Okay, let me translate. That paragraph just said, "I'm going to kill you to death."
Yeah, like this sounds. This sounds like a 13-year-old who thinks that this writing is deep.
The voice is
No, this is
a good name of
Superboy, and this is where I have a lot of problems with Shad. This is the and everyone clapped of edgelords, if that makes any sense. This is the I get to finally save my piece. I get to be the one in charge because I have all the power. So I'm going to command everyone, and they're all going to listen to me because I am right. Remember, this man is a Hitler figure, rapist, potentially pedophile, now that we've learned that they're going to name the age of that unfortunate girl. And we're supposed to feel sympathy for him, even though we have yet to learn exactly what caused him to become a quote-unquote good person, even though he hasn't. So,
Don't you feel sorry for him?
No. I want him to die a
Not at
horrible,
all.
painful death. And you see, I used one sentence to describe that instead of bothering with a fucking paragraph. Nameless says, why? Because Majima would annihilate Dalen even without powers. Then we'd be free of Shad's trite. No, because Shad would write it that Majima would lose. You don't put someone in someone else's book expecting that writer to let them win.
Yeah.
I bet Shad would figure out how to make Dalen beat a cartoon.
With every word, the captain's face grew redder. Why, you? I'll see you gutted. He charged. Dalen had meant it when he said it was fun. And that now it was over. Okay. With light flowing through him, Dalen channeled it into his speed and strength. He deflected the captain's attack with casual ease, and he switched one bond of his speed to his weight to anchor him as he kicked. The captain blocked with his shield, of course, but with Dalen's enhanced strength, the kick launched him into the air and back a good 10 meters. He crashed to the ground with none of the finesse that he had shown himself capable of. Groaning, he rolled and forced himself to his feet, but Dalen was already there. Grasping the captain's sword arm, Dalen channeled strength and crushed the bones underneath. The captain screamed, releasing his sword. Dalen then triggered his darkstone dagger from his gauntlet and punched it into the captain's shield, which shattered into 1,000 brilliant, shimmering pieces. The captain was chuckling.
Hey, remember, Dalen, when you said you didn't want to use your powers for this fight because it would make it too easy, and now you got slightly inconvenienced at all, and you turned on your powers like the instant win button it is? Wow, you're such a noble and consistently written character. I'm so hopeful you learn the errors of your ways.
Until he isn't. He is this thing until he isn't. That is Dalen. That is Dalen in a nutshell.
Honestly, I think it's funny to picture Dalen as Anakin Skywalker. You underestimate my power. Okay, no.
See, okay, let's stop comparing Dalen to stuff because it's ultimately an insult.
Yeah, it's just insulting to Anakin. And that's hilarious to me.
We're insulting the Princess Bride. We're insulting
Legitimately,
Superboy
Anakin
Prime, and now we're
Skywalker is a
insulting-
better written character than Dalen.
100%.
1000%.
You weren't linked to the shield, Dalen said with a sinking heart. No. Sorry. You weren't linked to the shield, Dalen said with a sinking heart. No. You just killed this daughter of the Senator Terrain. I'd kidnapped her a few years ago. Was a good way to ensure the civic guard stayed off my back, don't you think? And then Dalen heard a tap against his sword. A chime of shattering glass sounded in the air as Dalen's sword redirected the blow. Looking down, Dalen saw the captain had pulled out a darkstone dagger and touched it to Imperius. The captain looked to the sword in shock. What? That can't be possible. Unless that's Imperius itself. Dalen punched him, making sure to break a few ribs, then grabbed him by the throat and dragged the captain to the side railing. If that's Imperius, Blackheart wheezed out, he must still be alive. But how did you get it? Dalen dropped the captain and ripped off a long piece of the side railing of the ship. He then stomped his foot through the floor and thrust the railing through the hole to leave the pointing spike of the wood jutting out of the deck 2 meters tall. The captain lay there trying to move, but making very little progress considering his shattered ribs. Dalen grabbed Blackheart by the shirt and pulled him close to whisper. I never got it. I've always had it. I am Dalus the Conqueror, you pathetic little worm, and now you're dead.
Wait, you're my dad? Oh,
I'm gonna be real.
I thought
I'm
you
gonna
were
be
my
real.
brother. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, we did all those things together.
I'm gonna be real. I thought that he was gonna say, "I never got it. I've always had it. I am it."
I just want to imagine as he dies, he says, "Worst dad ever."
Yeah, he wasn't there when he finally came back with the milk. He fucking killed me.
We'll finish the chapter because I have one tiny compliment, but that's it.
Blackheart's eyes widened in fear. No, wait! Dalen hoisted him up. What are you doing? Blackheart asked in fear, and then he saw the pike of wood. A sudden awareness seemed to bring horrifying clarity to the captain's mind. No, you wouldn't. Wait, if you really are the Conqueror, that means I'm your son. Can't you see that? I have money, gold, I can pay you. Don't! He screamed as Dalen impaled him by the rear end, slowly, the captain wailing in agony with each penetrating inch.
Oh my god!
He blasted your guy.
Oh my
damn.
god, he actually blasted his son!
Ah!
Damn! I can't believe he wrote each penetrating inch.
I can't believe David penetrated his own son.
People bought this book.
In the
Son of a
rear end.
bitch.
No, this shit writes itself.
Do I even have to make a comment? Anyway, Izanagi, Dalen, you dumbass. Such a painful scene. It's supposed to be dramatic because it falls flat. The one point I will give Shad, like he gets a third point on the board compared to everything else. He brought back around the idea of sun-forged things being soul-locked to a certain individual, and if they break, the person dies. And then the big twist is the shield didn't belong to Blackheart. Okay, Blackheart. Didn't belong to Blackheart. And it was actually some innocent that is now dead as a result of Dalen being careless and destroying this object. That's an interesting kernel that I wish more would have been done with. And I feel like it's not going to because it's been glanced over here. Dalen had no follow-up thoughts in relation to, oh, I just killed an innocent person by accident. Oh, shit. Oh,
No
you think this will
thoughts,
come up
head
again?
empty,
No, I'm
murder.
saying I don't think it will come up again. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be forgotten after this because it's like, it's too good of an idea for him to think about.
Oh, a pin? Oh dear.
Why won't you let me dead? I'll be anything you want. I want you to be dead.
So, just to be clear, real quick, because I joined like 10 minutes ago. What are we doing?
Yes.
Dalen
Shadow
just
the
killed his son,
Conqueror,
penetrating him.
aka
No, I just think like, what is
the
this?
book by Shadiversity.
Got it.
And we have just watched this main character run one of his bastard sons through with his sword up the ass.
What a king, honestly. Like, that's so real.
Don't encourage
And
that.
not only that, there's more there that we had.
But
When
that
you make
is
Heihachi and Kazuya look like a better father, then you look like better fathers. You know you've done something wrong.
Isa says, I'm
You're
sorry,
making
what?
Caligula
Did he
look like
just
a
do that
decent person.
The Vlad Tepes thing without any of the historical
Yeah.
reasoning behind why Vlad did it? I don't think he was trying to invoke that. I think he was literally just trying to like think of the most painful way to kill someone so that he could show Dalen being ruthless. When you're in a terrible dad contest and Blackheart shows up. I fear for Shad's kids if they ever break the law. All right, just putting that out
Yeah.
there.
You know, I think he's got Raven beaten in terms of worst parent.
Oh,
Definitely.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
the
no.
same shit. I was gonna say that, like, listen, I'm a Raven defender, but god damn, the bar is low.
I was gonna say you don't have to defend her compared to this.
He's Raven.
Well, I mean,
Raven
exactly, but,
makes
like,
more sense than Dalen. I cannot
Yeah,
believe
Raven-
I am
Raven
using
in the
Raven
actual
as a
show is a
positive
mess.
contrapoint.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I made a whole like 25-minute video about it, but god damn,
Wait,
Dalen,
about
what is
Raven?
wrong with you?
Raven from Ruby.
I know, but like,
Yeah,
I'm
not
curious
me.
now.
I'm joking.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ravens from Teen Titans, and I was like,
Oh, no.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay,
Raven?
no,
talking-
different league.
You're
Holy
talking
shit,
Ravens
no.
from Tekken. I thought you were talking Ravens from Tekken. I was like, what? He's not a dad? What?
All right, anyway. That's where we're ending. This chapter's over. Oh my god. Hey, you know what? At least it was entertaining in how stupid this one was instead of boring like
Yeah.
the last one.
I think this book is actively
Agreed.
making me dumber.
Oh, if
You
we
gotta
are
look at the
finished,
positives.
if we are finished, can I show that thing I made as a little special gift?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Give me
I will
one.
move
hot
Healthy out
second.
of the
I
way
will
for
love it.
you.
Here we go.
I think there's something to talk about. Yeah, you were right.
I feel like it was ooh.
Oh,
What's that?
Tales from the Tundra. That reminds me, I watched a video on horror games and horror games? Horror games. You have to enunciate.
That's great.
Is that a Canadian thing?
No.
love the
Because like
nerd
it can happen, especially in American dialect. Enunciating, like we drop the O in horror sometimes when we say it fast. So
Also,
Oh, right.
For context as well, this is from this is actually one of the lines from Kids Say the Tundrous Things from the Discord. This was actually one that Twi posted from a Jack stream a while back.
Yeah.
So I thought it would make fun for like a little comic strip.
It's great. It's a brilliant one.
Thank you. I love it so much.
All right.
I'm
Well,
sure Kaiser would love it too.
thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a good time. Reminder that the Hunger of Mahar Voln tabletop role-playing adventure occurs tomorrow, provided I Nothing isn't dead. I Nothing, are you still alive?
With better pirates.
Oh shit!
You know,
wait, it's over?
Well, he says he's alive. We'll see tomorrow. Hopefully he's up for it so we can play the Hunger of Mahar Voln. Shut the fuck up. God damn it.
Oh my god.
I gotta take a leak and I gotta sign us off, all right?
Oh my god.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a fun time. Join us for the Jack stream. Join us for Fixing Ruby next week. Join us for the next Bad Fanfiction night next Friday. And join us from Mahar Voln. That's all. Thank you all so much for